It's in the game.
PlayStation.
No position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. The Dome, home to the Orange in Syracuse University. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Syracuse Orange. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Syracuse will kick off and we'll be underway. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Leaves it with the back. And the good news for the offense, there's nowhere to go from here but forward. No gain on the first play. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
And first down for the offense.
They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. Looking downfield on first down. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Gotta love this play call early in the football game. Like the quarterback, get in a rhythm, run a screen play, get it to a playmaker, create some space, move the sticks, get...
There he goes! He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Not a whole lot of room as he gets a couple inside the 30 to the 29. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Makes the grab. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Makes the catch. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. The Wolverines line it up with a 1st and goal. Gets it out quickly. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines!
How do you take the crowd out of the game? Do exactly that. Take the football, drive right down the field, prove you're the better team, give them nothing to cheer about. That is a picture-perfect first drive.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. So an 82-yard drive there. And what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run.
Syracuse, 0.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. his legs. It's O'Donnell. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
The Orange with a ton of options available on second and short. Back to pass, it's Fowler. Moves away as he feels pressure. Caught near the sticks, it's Burt. He'll step out of bounds right at the 44. A big-time pickup on that one.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Looking to throw on first down. It's caught. Oh, he's got some space. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
He's going to look for a man on third and short. Works the middle. At the 35, he's got room. He's loose down the middle. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Syracuse. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
And he makes the extra point. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Second down, they'll go to the air. He's got it. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Gerbach or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Griese, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. And the Wolverines with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on second down. It's in. Completed. He's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball, man.
Going downfield for the big play. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He'll try to take it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
They'll get this drive started from the 29. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to throw, it's Fowler. Fires to the tight end. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one. These routes have some reads and adaptability built in, and the big fella found that cushion and made the play.
Man, it's so awesome how much offenses have evolved. They know exactly what they're getting, where to sit down, quarterback, tight end, on the side.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
And we've already seen this movie early in this football game, and he already has a touchdown, and they're seeking him again. And there's a reason. He can run, right? Like, he's one of their go-to guys on the outside, and you can tell they're trying to use him early and often in this offense.
The give to the back. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force-feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
Syracuse ready to go to work with another first down. Touch pass on the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Just a short pass to the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 26.
I know everyone's yelling, like, you didn't get the first down, we need more yards. But if you think about it, nice short completion, sets up a third down. And guess what? Nowadays, fourth down, green light. We're going to go for it anyways.
He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. He'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. He'll try to put up the 3 ball from 43 yards away. Just drives it between the uprights. And with that, they've taken the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Starts a drive trying to go up top. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
I don't even know if the offense is aware that they have other eligible targets downfield. It feels like every single throw early in this game has gone this guy's way.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
And that's good enough for a first down.
That big play is just what they needed. Now they have it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Wants to throw on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Jackson. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat lines. First play of the period, first down here. Wants to throw again. Lets it fly deep downfield. And it's picked off at the goal line.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you. And I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent. He's making bad decisions.
You know, we joke that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they sell block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, or they get good matchups, and man, those tight ends now.
Breaks into the open. Got enough for the first down. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He was in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to pass. It's Fowler. Got his man on the outside. Oh, what a cut! Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
How many first downs is that alone, just on this drive? The defense, they keep this up, they're going to get worn out and continue to have to play more and more guys. They got to do something to change this.
A designed run for the quarterback.
I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Backed up now, here's second and long. Quarterback may change this route. Gonna swing it on second down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but
Time to take a shot. And that ball is intercepted at the goal line. Bringing it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
I think everybody thinks when you say middle of the field safety, that's an easy responsibility. There's a lot of field in the middle, okay? I got to cover a lot of space. He does an unbelievable job covering space, breaking on the football, seeing the route, and going and getting the interception. Nice play by that safety.
Gonna take a shot at this DB. And the DB right with him to knock it away.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball.
And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
Man, this thing's starting to snowball now in a bad way for this offense. Second interception in as many drives. This quarterback has got to be able to turn the page and make better decisions.
They go to the ground. Gets it past the marker. Smashes through the tackle. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
A first down run on the doorstep. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Dropping back, it's Fowler. Looking to get it in. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
How about this defense digging in its heels after the big play? It's now third and goal. He'll sneak it and try to surge forward. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This is a really big play for both teams. 4th and goal from the 2.
Here we go.
Motion from the wide receiver. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Takes a shot as he throws, and it never had a chance. Incomplete.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. From his end zone, trying to loosen up this D. Makes the grab on the left. Oh, it's a fumble. And the defense... And they get that turnover.
Great job by the defense in the back end that time. He made the catch, and he had a little wiggle room to run afterwards, but they were able to get to him, rip the football out, and that is a massive takeaway for the defense.
This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. You want to talk about hearts and throats when that ball was on the ground? The offense recovered its own fumble. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And they needed an inch, and they didn't get it. This defense gives up nothing, and you'll like it. And how about this lower intestinal fortitude? 4th and 1 in your own territory, and they're going. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. And the offense stays on the field on 4th and 1. I'm not sure they're just trying to make the defense jump. I believe they think they can get it. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day.
Tell you what, when you come out of your own end zone, you know, in the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in beautiful scoring field position already. Really bad play by the offense.
Direct snap. It's Burt. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Cuse. The offense cashing it in on that drive.
And the offense punches it in again. We call his name again. That's 2 touchdowns now in 2 games with still more to be played. I tell you what, I think this guy's name will be called a lot more throughout the season. He's that kind of good.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, got a final score in a big top 25 matchup today. Vanderbilt is going to walk off the field there in Nashville with a much-needed victory. They had this one circled on the calendars for some time, and regardless the score, that W has to feel good. A top 25 clash and an impressive showing that could be a huge confidence builder for this program. Back to you.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Wants to go up top on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man to the left. Sprinting away. He's at the 20. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Michigan.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Makes the grab for the two-point conversion as they cut further into that lead. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Makes the grab. It's O'Donnell. Turning it on. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going.
Nice play, and this running back showing you why he truly is a three-down back. He's not just dangerous running the football between the tackles or blocking, but he can also catch the ball. And when you get this guy the football in space in the perimeter of the field, he's got the wiggle and he's got the power to break tackles from the secondary. That's why this guy has an opportunity to play at the next level.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. Syracuse might take a shot here on second and short. He wants to change this route. Going to take a shot on second and short. Throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. Holding on the offense, accepted, so they'll back up and go at it again. And now on second down for this offense. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Syracuse lines up on third and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. Buys a little extra time. Makes the grab. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
And I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding third and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a fourth down.
All the numbers and stats will show you going for it on fourth down in this area of the field really puts pressure on a defense. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The offense failed to convert on fourth down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. He'll toss it. And some room to work. Got the first down and still on his feet. Almost got it to midfield on that one. He's out of bounds, a yard short at the 49. The Orange converted and picked up that last first down by keeping it on the ground. Maybe they go right back to it. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Looking to scramble. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting the throw going his way. They put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. They're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
The Orange with a lot of work to do on 3rd and long. He might want another play. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. He'll take another shot here. And he makes the grab and gets the foot down. What a job for a huge gain there.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
It's good. The lead up to 5 in the second quarter.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And he's going to bring this one out. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. He'll put total leather and get this second half started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Orange have the ball back and ready to go to work. They open this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. He'll keep it himself. Steaming into the backfield to make the stop, and he'll lose 4.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Brings it in down the left side. Off and running. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Orange.
Sometimes it's players, not plays, or sometimes it's both. And when you got that guy and you put him in the slot and you let him burn for a go route right past a nickel corner or one of the reserve corners or a safety, that's a great job by the offense, and that speed you can't teach, and that's why he's in the house for 6.
My philosophy on going for 2 is only when you have to. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Quarterback now breaking the field. Into the end zone for the two-point conversion as they extend the lead. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looks like he's going to try to return it. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So here comes the Michigan offense. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on that.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They've clearly found that, dude. They score here. We're in for a ball game.
Got his man. Corralled and brought down by the defense.
I think this defense really needs to start thinking about really fencing this quarterback in. You cannot let him go east or west because he will extend the play with his legs and his speed and then hurt you throwing the football.
Looking down the middle. Got his man downfield. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
That's a really nice pass. You can see why this guy right here gives the Michigan faithful reason to be optimistic. You know, for years we know Michigan has always been good at running the football, but they've got to be able to throw. They've got to be more consistent making big plays through the air. This guy gives them that chance.
How about a little rhythm that you can tap your toe to on that throw and catch for the first down?
There's just so much chemistry between this quarterback and his receiver, and you saw it right there, down the perimeter, trying to work the boundary. Just put it somewhere near him. He'll catch it, he'll get a foot down, and help out his offense.
It's complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Going to work on second down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Looking for the score! Touchdown, Wolverines! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
Takes a snap, wants to throw. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they trim more off of that lead. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. A quick pass to the left. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
Let's see what they've got on second down. They'll run it from the gun. Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
The offense changing the play. In the gun and looking to throw on third down. That's caught. It's O'Donnell. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Looking to throw on first down. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds after picking up a couple.
You know, that play right there shows me that the quarterback has a plan. He had no hesitation. The defense was bearing down on him. He got hit on that play, but he knew where his running back was. He got it out to him quick, and as a result, they avoided the negative play and sack.
Wants to fire on second down. Oh, it's picked off, and boy, did this D need that.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They'll run it from the gun. There he goes. Past the 10. Touchdown, Michigan. And that one will give them the lead.
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed, he was gone.
They're going to go for 2 here and try to extend that lead to a field goal. Let's go. Ready to go. He's looking to throw. Nice catch for the 2-point conversion.
Well, that's the right call to go for 2 right there, because the analytics say if you get it, you now make it a 3-point game and your opponent can only tie with the field goal. If you had gone for 1, your opponent could take the lead with the kick. So nice job there getting it executed.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Orange have the ball back and ready to go to work. Threw a pick the last time they had it. They'll try to be more productive this time around. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle, nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. The Orange with a ton of options available on second and short. Power football with the run. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Syracuse ready to go to work with another first down. Oh, and they'll try to catch him with a pass. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
And I like where the quarterback got, because I think he needed to check the football down, but the pressure got there a little bit too fast, and he just didn't have enough time to get it to his running back and maybe put a positive spin on this play instead of an incompletion.
Looking to fire. Just a little off. Incomplete. Syracuse needs to come up with a big third down play to keep the drive going. From the gun, wants to pass. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll get rid of it. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. Syracuse will send out the punt team. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. To the ground with the back. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Working that left side now. Man, he is hard to wrap up as he gets it to the 32-yard line.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
This game just feels so different than it did in the first half. After that incompletion, now setting up 4th down, they only have a 1-possession lead. Things were looking so much better earlier in the game. They're going to have to get it together throwing the football if they want to win this game.
And the offense will stay on the field. Do you think they're just going to try to make the defense jump? On 4th down, going to the air. Fires to the wideout. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Past the sticks and still on his feet. And they'll move the chains with the 1st down, but that might be it for the 3rd quarter.
25 on the play. And that's a 1st down.
If you like old school running games, this has been the game for you and a couple of guys who starred through the first 3 periods. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. So 1st down will open up the final period. Use the play fake, now to throw. He's got him.
Love the play call offensively because you've got the lead. The defense expects you to run the ball. You just did it the previous play, so there you dial up play action, set up an easy throw, and you keep the clock ticking.
The Wolverines are in the red zone. They'll try the run. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
And, you know, when we talk about great 3rd down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on 1st and 2nd. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up 3rd and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that 2nd down by this defense.
They're working that left side. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. And this offense not only has a chance to extend the lead, but they can also drain that clock. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back to pass. Going for 6. Touchdown Wolverines! Fitted in the window for the score.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There were a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done, and now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone. He lobs one high down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on 1st down.
And I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the 4th quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. The Orange with a lot of work to do on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. The sweet feet buy a little time. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And it's just a bad decision by the quarterback. I get that he's outside the pocket and the play's breaking down, but you can't force it into your top receiver. If he's not open, you got to throw it away, and the defense took advantage with the interception.
They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. And it is a good idea to gang tackle. First guy couldn't get him. Second guy finally did. The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. The toss sweep to the right. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with the lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football.
The deep thinking brings some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the 4th quarter.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. He's got him 1st down. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down. They're just about to put this W in the books, guys. Comes against a ranked opponent, a team that most of us expected them to beat, and they were able to come through.
Yeah, but you're going to get challenged early in the season. It's fun to play other ranked teams and kind of see what you have. And this team kind of proven, like, listen, they're worth the ranking. They're probably going to continue to climb up the charts, handling their business early in the season against a pretty dang good team.
And I think at the end of the year, when the committee's meeting together and they're deciding which teams are going to reach the playoff, this is a game they're going to point back to. Hey, we wanted to find out more about them against a good opponent. They won the game. They took care of business. This was impressive today.
Snap from the gun on 3rd down. Fires on the move. Working the middle. They'll make the stop, but that 1st down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. And while this game is all but decided, the offense's job is to score. So they might go in for the goal line. Touchdown, Michigan! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point was good to finish things off. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. After this play, the cake will be baked. To the air on first down. He'll try to do it himself. At the 35, he's open. That will be the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity to make a statement and make an example out of their opponent.
And those are fun moments in the locker room, aren't they, Jesse? Like, everybody's doubting us. Nobody thinks we can win. It's really easy to motivate that type of squad. They played motivated. They played a little ticked off. I'm here for it. I love it. I love the excitement, the adrenaline, the emotion, and they earned a big dub today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
PlayStation